How's it going, lads? I'm back after 5 years. Don't worry about it. But I figured out how to make a two-way teleporter in vanilla Minecraft with no mods and no command blocks. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. So this was an old design. I'll start with this because this is where I started. This is from Ethos Lab, I believe, and some other YouTubers expanded upon it. But basically, what it does is it just keeps an ender pearl from dropping, because it'll continually bounce the ender pearl on this slime block because it's attached to a piston that'll be going up and down really quick. And you would go in here, throw a pearl up, and it would come streaming down, and then it would be caught in here and it would keep bouncing. The problem with that one was that it was somewhat unreliable. When you reloaded the chunk, sometimes the pearl would just fall because of lag, or if you were in multiplayer, it would just like not work sometimes. So that was an issue. So I looked around a little more, found this design, which is by another YouTuber. I forget the name right now, but I'll link it in the description. But I made some additions to it that I needed to because his was made in earlier version of Minecraft, and to actually be useful for a long distance thing, you had to make some additions. So I'll just show you how it's built first, and then I'll explain what I mean by that. So you have this section, which is what is that? Six stone blocks tall. Doesn't have to be stone, but just building blocks. And you have this thing so you can get in here real close. So what you're gonna try to do is throw an ender pearl up, and it's gonna get caught in this soul sand. There's 4 soul sand and 4 slime blocks. Here's what it looks like from the back. So on the bottom slime block, there's an observer that is the output is facing down onto a block, and then there's a piston that's held up by this redstone torch right here. And then there's an observer here underneath the piston that pushes all these up, and that's activated by this on switch that turns off this, moves this, that observes it, and then it starts the movement. So we'll start it up. So there you go. It's ready to be loaded with your ender pearl. And it does the same thing as the other one, just more effectively. So that'll hold that there until you were to stop the machine from running with this button, which is off, or a signal coming from somewhere. So where's that signal coming from? Well, it can be anywhere within render distance. Like as long as the chunk is loaded, you can flip a switch and it would send a signal there, and it would stop that from moving and it would drop. However, to make it more useful, you would need to be able to send the redstone signal somewhere long distance, like out, like through unloaded chunks, and load these chunks so that the ender pearl could fall and the redstone signal could be sent and everything. So the previous design with that one was a hopper chunk loader. So it had a line of hoppers going like really far off in the distance, and it would load all those chunks. As of 1.13 or 1.14, the hopper chunk loader doesn't work anymore. So you gotta go through some other methods. So one I turned to was nether portals, because they can load the chunk on the other side of the portal for about 15 seconds whenever you throw an item or entity through. So what I have here set up is this is a receive bot. Way over that way is a send bot. Up there is a send top, and way over there in the sky is a receive top. The reason I have it set up that way is because the way nether portals search for where they're going to end up. So they search like a if there's 2 nether portals within like a 1024 blocks, I believe it was, then they have the potential to be linked up to the same nether portal. So all the receive portals have one that in the nether that corresponds to the exact coordinates divided by 8. The send ones are just like, in this case, for the 2-way teleporter, they're 800 blocks away. You could do about up to 950 blocks, but there is a cap on it, because the receive at the bottom and the send at the top have to be further away than the receive bot and the send bot. Does that make sense? Because this portal's, so say we're at the send portal, that portal is going to be searching for the closest nether portal that matches it, because it doesn't have one of its own. So this one has one that matches its exact coordinates. But there's one above it, because that one's going to the receive over there. There's one above it 120 blocks. So there's one, try to picture this. There's one right here that has another portal, and there's one 800 blocks that way and 120 blocks up that has another portal like connected to it, like in their exact locations corresponding in another. So that one on the bottom is going to search for the closest one. This overworld portal is 800 blocks away from that one, but it's 120 blocks from the one vertical from it. The thing is, the nether only divides the x and the z axes, or axis. So in reality, it's like it sees this one as closer than the 121 up, because 800 divided by 8 is 100. So it's like it sees this one as 100 blocks away, as opposed to the one above it that's 120 blocks away. So it's going to come here instead of up. So I'll take you up to the top one. Say you get teleported here. Let me just show you how this works actually. So say there's a item coming in here, you get sent here, and then it would turn that off, and then that would land, and you get teleported. Say you wanted to get sent to the other one, you could hit this button. It would send this redstone signal up all the way, and it would dispense a item through the nether portal and send it into the nether portal. It would load that chunk on the other side, and then it would dispense it back in, and I'll show you what I mean when we get there. So this is the send top that comes up and dispenses an item from here. It can be any item. I just use stone because that's what was in my inventory at the time. So I'm acting as the item right now. I get sent in here. Whoop. Take note of the coordinates. That send top does not correspond to these coordinates. These coordinates now correspond to x of 800 and 120. So we're at the top and we're 800 blocks away. So it gets sent here. These hoppers send it into this thing. And if I can get back here to show you, the hoppers get loaded up into this dropper, it gets sent up here, it gets up here, and then it gets pushed back into there. So I'll show you it. So when it comes in here, it just gets redispensed back out. And then that loads the chunk of the this return top, or the receive top. So there's another one here. So when that comes in here, it'll activate this, it'll come in here, turn this off. I already had it off because I just built it. And you would have it loaded when you did that. So let me load this. Okay, so that's loaded. And say I wanted to teleport to the one down there. So I would hit this button. This is also a dropper, and it would send an item down this chute, down, 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 and then that would go into this hopper, gets detected, and then dispensed into there. This is the send bottom that I was talking about. And these are just for me to get around, like for tutorial purposes. They're not involved in the actual process. So acting as the item again, I get dispensed into here, and then I'm at the nether portal that corresponds to the receive bot. So check the X, Y, and Z. So I'm at 0, and then 5, which is the lowest level, or the bottom portion, and I'm at 0, which is the coordinate of the original thing. So it's the same system as the other one, just redispensing the item back into the nether portal using these droppers and hoppers. So the hopper puts it in here, and then once detected, it activates that, puts it up here, a little bit of delay, and puts it back up into this one, and then it gets dispensed back into here. So this is going to put me out at the receive bottom. So then that item would be taken in there, and then it would go activate our thing. So let me show you it actually in a working process. So right now, I missed that one. Missed that one too. Missed that one too. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So that might happen from time to time. You could just keep ender pearls in that chest there, so that you can do that pretty easily in survival, like reloading it. So this one's loaded, and so is the other one. Say I want to get teleported to the other one. Take note of my X coordinate. I'm at 0, 4, 10 right now. This is to take me to the top receive. So the redstone signal is sent up, like it's dispensed, the chunk loaded, you heard the lag, and I'm teleported. I'm at 800, 132. So what I would do is, I'm over here now, I do whatever business I have over here, and then I want to get sent back to that one. Let me reload this, so if I want to return here, I can. Ooh. 1 second. Okay, so that's loaded. So I want to return to A. Okay, I'll dispense that. It drops down through there, gets sent through the portal, and then it should load the other chunk, and I'll be teleported. There you go. So I'm back here. That's the two-way teleportation system. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. I'll answer them the best I can. And make sure you subscribe. And actually, more importantly, I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/LadsFourLife, spelled just like this channel name. And if you go over there, then I stream way more often than I upload. So you can enjoy that kind of content. I usually just do Minecraft PvP or Apex Legends or whatever game I'm feeling, but usually one of those two. Yeah, so I could go back to the other one if I really want to, which is pretty quick. Oh, also, I have a one-way teleporter method coming out soon that is, it can do, I have it set for 5,000 blocks, one-way teleportation, but it can theoretically do up to about 20,000 or more. So I'll release that video when I get a chance. I have some exams coming up, but whenever I can, I will get that one out for you guys. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks.